Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Cricket Castaway. I'm Nishant. I'm joined by Divyansh, and we are going through an amazing IPL playoffs round. Divyansh, how are you? How's the weather in Pune? And what are your first thoughts on the playoff series?
Yeah, weather is very nice and it has become more pleasant last few days since we have some lucky showers in the evenings. So yeah, weather is good and also really good matches. We are getting to see the playoff. Both of the matches that have happened till now have been amazing, and it has eventually turned into what we wanted to see. Basically, a contest between bat and ball, not a huge run fest or just an ongoing onslaught of the attacking batting that we have seen throughout the tournament. So yeah, it's a pretty even and fair contest between bat and ball, and that's what all cricket
Yeah,
lovers want to see. So yeah, great
yeah.
games, both of them.
Yeah, I think bowlers have made a fabulous comeback in this season's IPL from week 3 and 4, where they were just getting demolished, to after that, where they've steadily started coming back to their own. And now we are seeing in the playoffs, most of the times in the first two matches that we have seen, it's bowler dominated much than batting dominated, which has so the first game we'll talk about it in detail, but wasn't much of a fight simply because Mitch Stark just finished the game in the first few overs. And then yesterday as well, the RR versus RCB game, it was a close match right till the end, but Rajasthan bowlers were eventually the winners of that.
Yeah, eventually the bowling was the difference maker between both the sides, the winning and the losing sides. And overall, Narendra Modi Stadium, Ahmedabad, have given us a sporting wicket and a wicket which gives equal opportunities to bowlers as well, with a little bit of help in the power plays in the first couple of overs, the assistance to fast bowlers who can move the ball, and also uh, just if we exclude the last 5 or 7 overs of the uh, second innings in the first qualifier, it has also been quite helpful for the spinners as well. Like, it has been
Yeah,
gripping, and we saw the ball taking a good turn. That was a beautiful sight to watch, the ball gripping, giving the spinners the bounce from the pitch that
yeah,
they need. The assistance was always there, so it was quite helpful for both the pacers and the spinners equally. Just
yeah,
apart from the due factor that came in the last
yeah,
7 8 overs
yeah.
of KKR versus SRH match. Otherwise, even yesterday's match, it held quite good. The wicket kept quite good, and there was not much effect of dew as compared to the first qualifier. So yeah, it has overall been a very competitive cricket that has been played throughout these matches, and a good game.
Yeah, amazing. I mean, both the matches have been really good and really interesting to watch. Let's move on to the meat of it, the KKR versus SRH game. We talked even in the preview about this, that if Mitchell Stark can knock off a few early wickets for SRH, then things become really difficult for them in the middle overs. And because simply because their middle order batting lineup hasn't been in the best of forms, and that's what we saw in this one. It was vintage Mitchell Stark. That's why KKR paid the big bucks for him. And what an amazing display of bowling! Like cometh the hour, cometh the man, a kind of an occasion for Mitchell Stark.
Yeah, he's a big match player, and like everyone is saying as well, that players like Mitch Stark, it doesn't matter whether they have been in form before a big match, before a knockout. whether they have been in form or not, but they eventually rise up to the big occasion, and that's what Mitch has done, and he has uh, clearly justified the heavy price tag that KKR
Yeah,
has to pay for him, and he has eventually you can say paid off that debt that was there, a psychological debt that can he justify the huge price tag that came along with him. So he has repaid all the debts, and also apart from the bowling, he was also given an additional responsibility of fielding at the long on. So he was running throughout the first innings when KKR was bowling. So whenever he was not wielding out those deadly toe crushing yorkers there, he was there fielding on the long on, and straight up going till the bowlers run up, and cheering up the team, and covering that whole long on patch where majority of the balls were coming, since they needed a tall bowler for any attempted sixes in that area. So he had to do a lot of groundwork there, and he did that in a what you can say with a healthy cricketing spirit.
yeah, amazing. I mean, his ball was swinging, man. And like Travis had has played Mitchell Stark multiple times in the nets for Australia as well during the preparation series and everything like that. Travis had knows Mitch Marsh inside out, and for him to find it so hard to face Mitch Stark was a sight to behold. He didn't survive many balls. Mitch Stark knew exactly what he was doing. The first few balls he swung away from Travis Head, and then the one which got his wicket was just coming. The ball held its shape and went straight for the wickets, and it was a jaffer of a delivery, and Travis had just had no answers for it. I mean, uh, uh, what a fabulous spell of fast bowling we saw from Mitch Stark, and it was amazing. I mean, that is the kind of bowling where we love to see.
Yeah, definitely he had the strategy figured out for the SRH batters. He did his homework. He knew that initially Abhishek Sharma and Travis had looked for room just to freeze their arms through the offside, and he crammed them up for the room, and also deceived Travis Head with the first the in swinging delivery, then the outgoing delivery, moving ball both ways. So he knew the psyche of Travis Head, that he likes to attack, he likes to stamp his authority very early in the game. So once he's crammed for room, he will try something different. He will try to play what even Travis Head himself calls the ugly cricket. So that came into play, and Stark was right on the money from the first ball itself.
Yeah. Yeah, and then similarly for Abhishek Sharma as well. I mean, Mitchell Stark just broke the back of SRH batting in those first few overs. I think the only, and we'll come to KKR in a while, because they look like the best side of this playoff round until now. But even Abhishek Sharma couldn't get any run. The only saving grace I think for SRH in this one was that Rahul Tripathi for a second game in a row showed grit and determination and scored a few runs, which bodes well for the middle order. But apart from that, I don't think there is much solace in anything for SRH, and this was a moral crushing defeat for them.
Yeah, definitely the team that is known for its powerful batting lineup, and uh, have built a reputation around demolishing the bowling attacks, whatever may come. So this was kind of a rude awakening for that kind of a team who is looking to just destroy the bowlers from the onset of the match itself. So yeah, it will give them a humbling experience, as well as it might give them some things to ponder upon, that is this the only strategy that we can go about, or can we do some strategic changes before the final chance they have to the trophy. So let's see what they come up with
Yeah.
on Friday. Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think about Pat Cummins's decision to bat first? I mean, a lot of predictions were out there before the match that there was gonna be uh, some dew, if not a whole lot of dew. And when there are chances of dew in a game, it's obvious. It's a massive advantage for the side bowling first. And Pat Cummins still went with batting first. I mean, that was pretty strange considering the fact that Pat Cummins himself is a very very good bowler, and he should have known that.
Yeah, that was quite a bizarre decision, because he knows how things go here. And even if we take the example of the World Cup, ODI World Cup final, so Australia bowled first. So I don't know, and that decision did bode very well for the Australian team. So I don't know what was the thought process around this. And during this time of the year, definitely there is a due factor involved in the second innings, and in the previous matches as well we have seen that in the later half of the second innings, a lot of dew comes down in the Narendra Modi Stadium. So I think he had the opportunity, so he should have chased chose to chase whatever target that KKR may come up with. But I think maybe he was in that headstrong zone, uh, that
I think the hype has gotten into the head of the team management, because everywhere in the media it's circulating that SRH is a batting first kind of a side because their batting
yes.
lineup is their strongest point. But they also came into this qualifier by chasing 214, which should have given them confidence to go ahead and chase that score down. But I think it's just that because it was a big day, it was a big game. They thought that probably it's better to put the scoreboard pressure on the opposition, and they wouldn't have thought that both of their openers would have gotten out this early. I mean, obviously there are worst case scenarios, but they don't eventually turn out happening. But this was a worst case scenario for SRH that unfolded, and Mitchell Stark just took them by storm.
Yeah, they went with the tried and tested way that has been proven time and again in this season for them. And as you know, the big day, the big game makes you do crazy things
Yeah.
uh, in the moment of uh, in the heat of the moment. The nerves get on you, and you sometimes commit mistakes that you regret later on.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's what I think has happened to Pat Cummins. But I think he's a smart guy. He'll figure it out, and he will choose very wisely if he gets a chance in the J-Pop.
Yeah, coming to KKR, I mean, what a supremely dominant performance it was. We thought that Rahmatullah Gurbaz would open the innings, and he did so. And he gave them a solid start. Like there was not a big score, but it was a fast and quick start, which is what they needed. Sunil Narayan also didn't give the big innings, but launched KKR into a solid start that was required. But then after that, Venkatesh Iyer, the way he took the opposition by storm with his batting, it gave time for Shreyas Iyer to settle down into his innings and play a long one, because Shreyas Iyer too needed to bat in this one, as we talked about. Like he's very important in the playoff stages for KKR, and both of these batsmen. They showed that they're very confident, and Gautam Gambhir has given a lot of faith and trust to them, and they look like champions already.
Yeah, definitely they ironed out whatever shortcomings that they had. Like we were talking in our last video uh, on the performances of Shreyas Iyer as a batsman, and he had just a lone 50 in the entire season, and that too with not much impressive strike rate. So yesterday he put a stop to all those questions, and scoring at a rate of 240, and also scoring the second 50 of this tournament. So he kind of showed that he is also in good nick, and he will gain a huge amount of confidence from this innings, which will be very instrumental for KKR's success in the finals come this
Yeah.
Sunday.
Yeah, and I think as we were talking about in the previous episode as well, the chip of wicket suits KKR spinners down to the T. And we
Yes.
thought that if KKR can make it to Chennai, they will have an upper hand in the game. But even if it wasn't a spin friendly wicket, this side just looks a very well-rounded side. And whoever team, whether it's Rajasthan or SRH, come to terms against them in the finals, they'll find it really hard to beat this side because it looks like they just have all the bases covered. They have a really strong bowling lineup, both fast and spin bowling, and they have a really strong batting lineup. It looks like this team has all the ingredients in it to go ahead and win this IPL.
Yeah, definitely. It for Rajasthan, the bowlers would be the only saving grace, like they did against RCB. That's the only ploy for Rajasthan to maybe rely on the brilliance of Chahal, Ashwin, and Trent Bolt to get over this side. Otherwise, this is a mighty side, and very well rounded. With all rounders and equally strong in batting and bowling, both the departments.
Yeah, yeah. So looking forward to KKR. We expect nothing less from them in the final.
Yes.
Moving on to Rajasthan versus RCB, the eliminator that happened yesterday. So I mean I love these playoffs kind of a thing for IPL that they've done because simply because if you finish in the first two, you get a second bite at the cherry, and that's what SRH are enjoying with their hands closed. That even if they got beat, they have a qualifier too, but RCB don't. And this was a do or die game for both of these sides. And our Rajasthan hadn't won a single game in the month of May. RCB were looking so powerful and were on such a great winning streak. But when it comes to the final test, they fell short, and it was not a great batting display from them.
Yeah, that's true, and this shows what a great leveler the game of cricket is. One team coming up on a winning streak, winning 6 matches on the trot, and another team completely opposite experience, losing 4 matches on the trot, and the fifth one is a washout. You are low on confidence. Your opening combination is not figured out. Your middle order is not firing. There are so many holes in the entire unit, but you still gather confidence, and you take solace in the fact that you won 7 in the first 8 matches, and you have the pedigree to prove this again in a big match, and that came shining in this match. And the bowlers stood up for Rajasthan, and they really choked the top order of RCB, and that's how they very strategically climbed back in this game, and then fought to the end, and ultimately came out as winners. So what a great game of cricket.
Yeah, yeah. I think there is not much to nitpick in the RCB batting as well because they did get to a score which gave their bowlers a fighting chance. But I probably they were 15 or 20 runs short. If they would have had that cushion of 15 or 20 runs more, that would have put a lot of pressure on the Rajasthan batting lineup. But uh, I think from the situation where they found themselves in to get to the score that they did, it was still a bit respectable, if just a bit under par. My only concern for them in this match, and that has been throughout the season, is Maxwell. I mean, the kind of shot that he played in such a crucial match, the first ball that he was facing, it was uncalled for, and it was a bit strange, because if he would have stayed just a few more balls, just checked out what the atmosphere is like in the stadium, and just played 15 or 20 or deliveries, we know if Maxwell plays 15 deliveries, he probably scores 30 runs, and that is the amount of runs that RCB ultimately end up falling short of. I think in a team sport like cricket, you can't pinpoint at individuals, but Maxwell just didn't have a great game for them. With batting, he just threw his wicket away, and then in the field, he dropped that crucial catch right at the start, which turned the game on its head.
Yeah, definitely. Even the batting failure was more crucial as compared to the drop catch, because ultimately Cadmore didn't score much. He just scored 15 odd runs. But the batting failure was very crucial at that moment. I think Cam Green just got out, and RCB was 97 for 3. It was the 13th over, and he could have taken maybe a couple of balls to just have a feel of the situations, and then from the next over he could have started attacking, if that seemed feasible. But
Yeah,
in this season, I think Maxwell has not been very great with the bat, and it's just the departure of Will Jacks at an unfortunate moment. That's how he has been able to make his place in the side. So that's how bad the season has been for Maxwell. So if Will Jacks would have been there, I think the situation might have turned out differently.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't care how great of a batsman you are, you Virat Kohli, you're Sachin Tendulkar, you're Steve Waugh, Ricky Ponting, whoever you are, you start with zero, right? And this is a new game. And sometimes when you have an amazing season like Virat was having till this point in this year's IPL, you sometimes you take that confidence forward into the next game, and probably you can start hitting from the first ball. But Maxwell hasn't had anywhere near close the season that we would expect from him. And this was a big game, and we talked about even this in the preview, that big game calls for big players like Mitchell Stark rose up. That's how Big Show got his name, and
Right.
he could have easily stamped his authority on this game, and he has all the assets and the skill sets to do so. It's just that throughout the campaign we have seen he just keeps throwing his wicket away, and I don't think a lot of teams in the mega auction will be bidding huge for him this time around, simply because of the irresponsible nature of his batting throughout this campaign.
Yeah, definitely. This was not a very impressive season for Glenn Maxwell, and we have to see if he would be picked again next season, because age is also not on his side. And looking at the dwindling returns from the Big Show, teams can't just pick him for a odd wicket in a couple
Yeah.
of matches, which he takes with his bowling. So it's quite a messy affair right now. Looking at Maxwell's performance this year, and but what worked for Rajasthan is that everyone stood up. Each person stepped up to do a role collectively to get the team over the line. So it was sort of looking like Virat Kohli against the entire Rajasthan Royals, and that's where the the saying that came true, that the whole is greater than the sum of its parts.
yeah,
And that's where RCB came up short, because
yeah,
the intent that Faf du Plessis and Virat Kohli displayed yesterday, it was not there. It was not reflecting in the entire team. So
yeah,
there were fielding hiccups, and there were slip ups in the bowling as
yeah.
well. So that's why, if the entire team would have shared the essence or the spirit of Faf du Plessis or Virat Kohli, it could have been a different
Yeah.
result.
I think just for that one moment, Rovman Powell needs a raise, man. The catch that he took of Faf du Plessis, Faf was looking so dangerous at that point, and they had negotiated the crucial overs of the Trent Bolt. They were playing to a plan. They knew that Bolt gives Rajasthan early wickets, and they were not having it. They were not willing to give Bolt the early wicket, and they were attacking from the other end and playing Bolt carefully. And
Yes.
even the shot that Puff played, I mean, on a normal day, it goes one bounce to four or probably one bounce to the fielder for a single. But the way Rovman Powell ran at it and caught that catch, it changed the game. It turned the game on its head, and from there on, then Rajasthan started breaking in into RCB batting lineup, started eating it. And Ashwin had an amazing performance with the ball today, yesterday, and that he has come at the opportune time into the party for Rajasthan, and it's looking so good for them at this point of time. And also in the batting, Yashasvi finally got some runs under his belt, and all things after this match looking, a sun is shining a bit brighter on Rajasthan team.
Yeah, definitely they would gain a huge amount of confidence from this win. They had to they were forced to fight hard, but they came out on the winning end, so that should give them a lot of confidence. And also from the bowling laurels that they displayed in this match, it was a huge boost for the Rajasthan Royals team. And now going into Chennai, which is the home ground of R Ashwin, so the hopes would be high from the spin twin of
Yeah,
Rajasthan, as well as uh, given their batting performances. Like Hetmeyer got some hits under the belt,
yeah,
he got his confidence back, and Yashasvi also started very with a scratchy performance, but then eventually came into his own. So I think they would be feeling good. They would be just gearing up for another showdown with SRH, which is another mighty batting unit. But
yeah,
they would be confident on their bowling attack. So if they can
yeah.
defend them, if they can restrict them to a modest total, they can easily chase it down.
Yeah, yeah. As you rightly pointed out, Cameron Hetmeyer was so important for them, and like he had been injured throughout the season, almost half the season. And by the time, if you can see, the parallels are for everyone to see. By the time Cameron Hetmeyer got out of the team, Rajasthan's fortune kept changing, and they kept losing game after game. Uh, and Shimron Hetmeyer comes back. That was a crucial situation in the game when Sanju got out and Hetmeyer, and then Dhruv Jurel got out, and it was now on Riyan Parag and Hetmeyer. If they would have lost a wicket at that point of time, it could have gone the other way very easily. We know the game of cricket, but
Yes.
Hetmeyer not only scored, he scored at a very quick pace, and by the time he got out, the match was already done. So a very welcome return in the side for Shamron Hetmeyer, and a much needed one for Rajasthan.
Definitely, the substitute rule did prove to be very beneficial for Rajasthan team, and also it gave Hetmar a chance to make his place in the regular 11 itself. So yeah, a great outcome from Rajasthan's perspective, and they would be much more confident going into the
Yeah,
qualifier two with this batting lineup.
yeah. So I think cricket is a beautiful game, but it's also a very cruel one. and E साला कप फिर नहीं नम दे पाए RCB, which is sad for King because he just doesn't seem to be able to cross the line. And but yeah, one man's defeat is another man's victory, and Rajasthan stalled to the qualifier too. And this is going to be a tasty, tasty match on Friday. What do you think about it?
Yeah, definitely SRH against Rajasthan Royals. It would be a great sight for the viewers, because it's again a similar kind of a matchup, bat versus bowl kind of scenario. And now we would love to see what Pat Cummins comes up with in terms of strategy, because going all out, winning the toss and playing first has not worked for them in at the Ahmedabad stadium. So it would be interesting to see whether, if they win the toss this time, whether they choose to chase, or they still go ahead with their strategy that they have already thought out. And
Yeah,
this would be a crucial toss to win for Rajasthan, because
yeah,
their strength lies in restricting the team first to a modest total and then chasing. So it would be
yeah.
a very, very crucial toss.
Yeah, it all depends on the amount of rain the amount of dew we are gonna see at the Chepauk, because Chepauk is one of those stadiums in India where there's just a lot of dew, and batting second is the obvious advantage that every team is looking for. Also, SRH, because they played the qualifier one, they have reached Chennai a day before Rajasthan did, so
Yes.
they will get a better grasp of the conditions, though with the amount of data these days that's available for all of these sides, it doesn't probably make much of a difference. It's just about the individual choices on that day, but it still gives the players a better chance to acclimatize a bit more, get a bit more relaxed. But as you rightly pointed out, this is again a bat versus a bowl kind of a game. If Head and Sharma can, like we talk about all the time, if they get to a fast start, there's not much then Rajasthan can do about it. But yeah, if they can make those early inroads into the openers of SRH, then the game is wide open, and it's anyone's game then.
Yeah, definitely. Even if they are not able to break through, if they can restrict, like they did with RCB, just a 50 odd runs in the power play. Even if they can't make those early inroads, this would uh, be a frustrating experience for Travis Head and Abhishek Sharma, and at least one of them will throw away their wicket, because they
Yeah,
are not used to playing like this in a restricted way. They would
yeah,
Somebody would try to manufacture a shot which is not there to be played, and that will eventually provide success to
yeah.
Rajasthan. So if they are not able to take wickets, at least they have to focus on just choking the batting side, and do not give any extra runs in the power play.
I mean, the difference between Stark spell and Trent Boole spell the other day was simply that Head and Sharma didn't wait for Stark, and they started going after him straight away, and that meant they lost their wicket. While Puff and Kohli paid their due respect to Bolt, and that meant Bolt didn't get end up getting those wickets which Stark did, but it was an equally good opening bowling performance by Bolt. The way he was bowling, it was just sublime class. And he looks in good rhythm, and up front, he would be needed for Rajasthan to make those early dents in the SRH order.
Definitely, definitely. That's very true, Nishant. And the bowling has to again carry Rajasthan through this, because their batting side is good, but it does not have the firepower that Hyderabad has. So chasing anything over 180 would be very, very difficult for them. So they have to rely on their strength, which is the bowling.
Yeah. How do you see this game going? Do you still think that if Patty wins the toss, he'll choose to bat first, or this time around, probably the sense will prevail? Or how do you think? Because I know in your heart you want Rajasthan to win this one. It's your home side, but uh, on paper, this still looks like a game that can easily, as SRH can easily take the game away from Rajasthan in no time.
Yeah, definitely. I think this time Pat Cummins will choose to chase, learning from the mistakes, and if that happens, it's a clear advantage for Hyderabad. If they choose to chase, because Rajasthan is not that good. With their first innings total, the average is 172. So even if they post a total of 200, Hyderabad is capable enough of chasing that down
Yeah,
within the given overs. So it's advantage SRH if they choose to, if they win the toss and choose to
yeah.
bowl first. Yeah, that's a clear disadvantage for Rajasthan. Only
Let me,
then
yeah, yeah,
they
go
can
ahead, go ahead.
only be saved by then the brilliance of Yashasvi Jaiswal if he comes up with a
Yeah,
stellar performance like a brilliant ton that can
yeah.
take them to a humongous total. Otherwise, it would be too difficult for them.
Let me put this to you another way. Who do you think KKR do not want to face in the final?
I think it would be Rajasthan because
Okay.
SRH, they are more or less similar teams, but KKR has better spinners. So you like the saying goes, if you know the enemy, it's always better. If you know the strengths and weaknesses, that fares well any day than an unknown entity in the finals, because Rajasthan can spring up surprises which Hyderabad can't, because they have a pretty you can say uh, expected performance in terms of the bowling. They are pace heavy, and that KKR would already be prepared for. And another factor is that I'm taking an excerpt from the Gautam Gambhir's conversation with Ashwin that he was doing yesterday. That the matches that Chennai and KKR played at Chepauk were kind of nail biters, and the way Gautam Gambhir explained this, because they are pretty similar teams. At that time, they were very similar teams. They had a good spin department, and they like to chase and take the game very deep till the end. So I think the team that the Chepauk Stadium favors most after CSK is KKR. So they would be pretty comfortable playing KKR. Sorry, Hyderabad in this situation, because they already know what kind of game plan, what kind of unidimensional cricket SRH plays. So we have not seen any drastic changes in the strategy. So that's the thing, and even with the know-how of the ground, I think Rajasthan has Ashwin, which knows this ground inside out. He has played half of his lifetime here. So the strategy that Rajasthan can come up with, SRH would come up very short of that. So I think
I think I
KKR
think
would
I
not
have
want
a
to.
I think I have a very different opinion from you in this one because I when I look at those two sides, and I think let's say Rajasthan have the best day out there on the field against KKR. Rajasthan has a bowling heavy side, right? So if they
Yes.
have their best day against KKR, I think KKR would still say that we have enough batsmen to score around 180 or 190 on that pitch. Even if Rajasthan have the best bowling day on the field, and then we have enough bowling to actually make a game out of it, and probably restrict Rajasthan from scoring those 180 runs. But if on the other hand SRH have the best day of their IPL against KKR in that game, SRH would probably score 270 and 280, which is what no side wants to chase in the final. So I think from just the fear factor, Rajasthan and KKR are two really balanced side. So like they have a very good bowling unit and they have a pretty good batting unit. Right from the outside, right now we are seeing that KKR probably has just an edge in batting when it against Rajasthan, but still very fairly balanced side. Hyderabad is so lopsided on their batting with their first two people, Head and Sharma, that
Yes.
if it's a hit and miss kind of a game, right? So if they two fire and they probably get or even just play 6 overs, we have seen that in 6 or 8 overs they can score 120 or 130 runs, which completely changes the complexion of the game. So I think KKR would be praying for, from my point of view, would be praying for Rajasthan to win this one, because they don't wanna come up and they don't want Travis Head to come up and face Mitch Stark again. Because even in the post-match interview, Mitch Stark said when Harsha Bhogle asked him, "What will you say to Travis Head when you on your flight back to Australia?" He said, "I'll probably have to take him out from my back pocket to speak to him." Travis Head wouldn't have liked that comment, and I'm pretty sure that if they both come against each other one more time, Travis Head would have a lot to say. And when these two guys fire, we have never seen batting like this in entire seasons of IPL since they began. So I think it would be KKR would be willing to face Rajasthan rather than SRH. But yeah, that's I think that's why fan opinion matters so much, because we both
Yeah,
are sitting together and we have completely different opinions about this game. But yeah,
definitely.
from yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so just wanted to add something in there is that yeah, definitely Head would be fuming, but I think they have been found out in the last leg uh, of the league matches. Kind of teams have kind of figured out after experiencing those soul crushing, you can say, performances. They have kind of figured out that what takes Travis Head and Abhishek Sharma is kind of a follower. So he kind of imitates the same style of batting what Travis Head does. So the key to both the locks is only one: just cram them for the room, and if the ball is moving, that's an added advantage. So I think, like I said, a known enemy is any day better. So they already know what's the weakness is there, and I think if not Stark, someone from Vaibhav Arora or Harshit Rana can also crack this. So
Yeah,
that's my point of view on this.
yeah. So moving to Rajasthan versus SRH, which is a qualifier two. Who are your players to watch out for?
For Rajasthan, I'm betting on Yashasvi Jaiswal and Ravichandran Ashwin to do well, because since it's a home ground to Ashwin, and Jaiswal has found some sort of touch in the eliminator. So I think these two would be crucial for Rajasthan.
Yeah, and from
And
SRH.
from SRS point of view, I think it would be Bhuvneshwar Kumar and I think Rahul Tripathi would again
Yeah,
be the savior for them if the opening combination does not work. But
yeah,
yeah, the Head and Sharma are usual culprits, but I think I'll place my
yeah.
bets on Rahul Tripathi and Bhuvneshwar Kumar.
Yeah, yeah, I think completely agree. For Rajasthan, I think Yashasvi is the one who needs to shine in this one. And also, I'd go for Sanju Samson, because now it's been a fair few innings since he hadn't had a big score. He had a chance yesterday, but probably couldn't get there. So I think it's Yashasvi and Sanju from Rajasthan. And from Hyderabad, I'm looking at Rahul Tripathi and Heinrich Klaasen. I think the Rahul Tripathi just because he's in so good form in the last two games, and Heinrich Klaasen, he's just very, very good. So obviously the usual culprits are Head and Sharma, and if they perform, the match is done in the first few overs. But
Yes.
after that, it's Rahul Tripathi and Head. So Rahul Tripathi and Klaasen. So yeah, you think Rajasthan is going to win this one?
Yeah, but like I'm going with the stats, the historical stats that I saw yesterday. So basically, the win percentage in the knockout games is very high for Rajasthan, and SRH has only won around 60% of their knockout games. So historically, Rajasthan has a pretty good track record, doing better in crunch games. So going with that champion gene there, and but yeah, anything can happen if you have Travis Head and Abhishek Sharma in your side.
Yeah, completely agree. So I think SRH for me are the bets are on them. I think SRH they can't their batting can't go bust two games in a row. But let's see. I mean, this is going to be a crunch game, and we both have differing opinion. That just means that how close
Yes.
this game is gonna be. So guys, I think this was our preview of the qualifier two. I hope you're liking the content. I hope you keep subscribing, liking to the channel, and getting all the engagement that you can. If there's anything that you want us to improve, please go ahead and write down in the comments below. And yeah, Divyansh, any last words?
Yeah, so do enjoy Friday's game, and we will be coming up with the review of that, as well as a preview for the big finals day. So keep watching, keep enjoying the game of cricket, and do subscribe and like and share. Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye.